electric bikes. Today we're going to talk briefly about the new Yamaha Civante. This is their first Class 3 electric power assist bicycle. So this thing is pretty darn cool. So what does Class 3 mean? Well, Class 3 means you can go up to 28 miles an hour with your pedal assisting. So there's no throttle, it's not a motorcycle, it's not a scooter, it's still an e-bike, but up to 28 miles an hour, which is incredible. Come on over, Wes, and we'll show you some highlights of this thing. So it's an aluminum alloy frame and fork, similar to Yamaha's other bikes that they have on the market right now. 2x drivetrain. We have a 5034 compact double. We have a Tiagra 10-speed drivetrain. So you've got a 2x10 drivetrain. So awesome for getting around either on commutes or your standard road bike style of riding. Super, super comfortable wide tires on this thing, which is pretty awesome with a reflective sidewall. So going to be a great option for commuting or for riding any rough terrain or rough roads. You can see they've got a little bit of tread on here. And these tires are actually, I want to look at the spec because they're really wide. They're going to be a, see if I can find the actual stamp on here. It says it in inches, an inch and 5/8, which doesn't help. What do you think, Wes? Is maybe a 32?
Maybe 35.
It is, yeah, 35. There you go. So it's a 35 mil tire, which is a super wide, comfortable tire. If you run these a little bit lower PSI, you get a nice comfortable cushion on that. Another thing to talk about was just the general build of the bike. Is it weighs about 42 pounds, which is quoted on the Yamaha site. So it is going to be heavier than your traditional road bikes that come in that mid-20s range. It does have a sort of nice wide sort of bar here, a little bit of a flat platform to rest your hands when you're not using them. It does include a bell stock as well as integrated headlight, which is a pretty sweet add-on. You can see the bike computer is centered right here nicely in the handlebars, and so you get a nice good view of that. Your controls are tucked neatly behind the drop bar here, so you can access those really easily. Another nice thing about this bike is it can get up to about 70 miles of range on this thing, which is pretty darn cool. You can see the battery's about halfway empty on this one right now, but from about 30 to 70 miles of range, depending on what level of assist you run. It does have hydraulic brakes. You're going to get a nice good stop out of this bad boy, so being able to use this for a commuter is going to be awesome. You do have the option to add a rear rack. Yamaha has their rear rack with the built-in taillight, which would be a really great option for somebody. Or you can throw a standard rear rack on this thing for your panniers, your garment bag, whatever you want to do. Internal cable routing, so that's a nice add-on. Keeps everything nice and clean. 70 Newton meters of torque out of this bad boy. 250 watts up to 500 total watts of output. And 70 Newton meters of torque is going to really blow you away when you ride this. And I have tested this bike, and I'm going to put Wes on the bike, and he's going to take it down the block, and we can show you how fast he can go. But it's actually really hard to get up and sustain 28 miles an hour. Like, you are actively working out if you ride this thing at 28. If you think it's easy to just get on here and pedal and get up to 28, you're mistaken. Mostly because that wind resistance against your chest and your body really takes its toll. And so to actually be able to reach that 28, it's going to make you work for it. But for any commuting or riding around the city, or being able to get, keep up with the group, with the fast group, or if you have a partner or a spouse or somebody that wants to ride with you, but isn't in as great of a shape as you are, this road bike is going to be phenomenal. I mean, they're going to be able to get out and be able to run laps around you like it's no question. So check this bike out as well as everything else we have on downshiftbikes.com. We have all 3 sizes in stock right now, and we'd be happy to set you up with one of these. We're in downtown Roanoke, Virginia. Again, downshiftbikes.com.